Today I'm going to talk about whenever I saw into what people would call hell, but hell is what most people think of as like the lake of fire. Nobody's in the lake of fire yet, but they are in Hades right now. So in Hades, there was Abraham's bosom, aka paradise, and also the tormenting side, and there was the fixed gulf between the two. It was a void gap, that way nobody could go across, from the tormenting side to paradise or whatever. So people are right now in the tormenting side of Hades, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about, what I saw when I saw into the tormenting side. So, and again, nobody is in the lake of fire yet. Everybody has to wait for their judgment. Whether if you're a believer and you're going to get your judgment at the Bema seat, or if you are someone who rejected Christ or an unbeliever, they'll be going to the great white throne judgment. And that's going to be later, and then they'll be thrown into the lake of fire, the one that most of us know as hell, like actual hell. What I saw, so this is what happened. I was taking a shower and I didn't have my contacts on or anything. I like right now I'm wearing contacts so I can see. Like they're corrective lenses. I was going to show you my contact case, but it's empty because I have them on. But anyways, I wear contact lenses or glasses. So when I was in the shower, I wasn't wearing my glasses or I wasn't wearing my contact lenses. And anyways, I saw the wall open. All of a sudden it was just open. And it was like this oval shaped, and it looked like broken brick around like the oval. And I saw four things going on. So I'll start off with the order that I really paid attention to. And anyway, so in the background, I saw two evil figures. They were about the color of like reddish clayish color. And the evil figure on the right, this is way off in the distance. So in the distance, I saw these two evil figures. The one on the right was handing the one on the left the body, and the evil figure on the left would fling the body onto a heap of all these people. And the body, when he threw the evil, whenever he threw evil soul, the evil person onto the pile of all the people, his body was like, the bodies were limp. Every single body it was like a rag doll. They could not move, and they were just being stacked, like thrown onto this whole heap of people, and nobody could move. But they were alive. They could feel what was going on, but they couldn't move. And everybody, like the pile of people was steaming, like all the bodies were steaming. So I saw that, and then I saw there was on the left side closer to me, I could see from the shoulders up, but I only saw the back of him. He was gray, and he had on the back of his head, it looked like rotten, like ripped off flesh on the back of his head. It was like darker gray on the back of his head. And he was just like, it's like he was just overseeing what the two evil figures in the back were doing, like making sure that they do it. He was just like watching them. And then I saw this. To me, this honestly was the saddest part. So I saw a young man. He looked like he was about 27, and he was in the middle, and he was looking at me and I was looking at him. Now, remember, I wasn't wearing my contacts, so I was Like, I'm telling you, I could see this. It wasn't a vision. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't in my head. Like, I literally could see this young man in the tormenting side of Hades. We were looking at each other, eye contact, no words, nothing. And so I'll describe him to you. He had short, curly hair. It was really nice. It was black. And it was like just nice. It was nice and curly. His eyes were brown. He had nice eyebrows. He didn't have a big nose or a small nose, and he didn't have full lips or little lips. And his clothes he had on, it looked like a nice shirt. It was like a creamy, it wasn't white. It was like a creamy, maybe like a vanilla, but more on the creamy side of a color. And it had texture to it. And later on, I started thinking the texture was like the sackcloth, like a potato, like the potato sacks, like back in the old days, like they would put potatoes in this potato sack. So his apparel was he was literally wearing clothing of mourning, because like in the Bible they would put on sackcloth. So his clothes were literally mourning clothes. And we were looking at each other, like making eye contact for, I'm gonna say, at least 4 minutes. Like, it was so sad. And here's the thing, is that God is a just God, and there are different levels of punishment. And so the people in the back who were being stacked, those people must have been really evil on earth, because they were getting tormented really bad. Now I believe he's somebody that we would consider as a good person, somebody who didn't do a ton of evil, but at the end of the day, he didn't accept, I don't know when he was, what era he was from. I don't know if he was before Jesus. I don't know if he was after Jesus. I don't know anything. I don't know when he died. I just know that, and he had like light medium skin tone. He looked Middle Eastern. I'll tell you that. He was definitely Middle Eastern. I'll tell you that. Like, definitely. Oh yeah. So he's the type of person that we would consider as like a good person, like somebody who, he wasn't evil, he wasn't out here killing people, he just wasn't doing like what we would consider evil things, like super evil things, like somebody to avoid, like whatever. But I think he was just somebody who just simply rejected God, whether if he rejected God as Jehovah, or whether he rejected Jesus, like he knew, like who I don't know. I don't know anything about him other than his face was just like so serious, and like it was like this, I can't really fully explain it. It was like he was so empty but so full of emotion. Like it was, he wasn't looking at me in any kind of evil way. He was just looking at me so serious and hopeless, very hopeless. And so that's what I saw. I mean, and like thinking back, I'm like, dude, I wasn't even wearing like my contacts. Well, no, because I was able to spiritually see in perfect vision, and it wasn't like a vision. This was not a vision. This was actually, like, I actually saw this man, this young man, and I actually saw these people in the back being tormented. But God is a just God, and so there's different levels of punishment. And yeah, so I wanted to talk about that again, because now listen, Hades right now is occupied. the tormenting side. Abraham's bosom has been totally emptied out. All those righteous people, they're in heaven right now. But all the unrighteous people, unbelievers, those are in Hades on the tormenting side. They've been there for however long since they've died. Or even if an unrighteous person passed away last week, that's where they go. It's the holding place until their judgment day comes at the great white throne. So that young man, that's what he's waiting for, and the others in the back. I mean, that was just like, they couldn't move. Their bodies are being stacked on top of each other. It was a whole mound of people. And also their bodies were also that red clayish color, which was really interesting. I don't know why that was. I don't know. But I do know that the one that I really felt for was the young man, because he's just that young man that, like, he didn't do anything like wrong per se, like what we would consider to be really evil, like murders and stuff like that. I can tell he didn't. I don't think he did stuff like that. That's just not what I sensed. I sensed that the people in the back, that they had done horrible things. To get that sort of punishment just while you're in Hades, while you're just waiting for your judgment, and you're getting punishment like that, what did you do? But the young man, he just rejected God, I believe. That's just what I gathered, was that he just simply rejected God or Jesus Christ, whatever, whichever era he's from. So I just wanted to share that, give an updated video, because I looking back, I'm like, whoa, like I could see like perfectly clear. And again, it wasn't a dream. I was taking a shower. It wasn't a dream. I've had a vision before. It wasn't a vision. I've had visions. I've had 2 visions before. It wasn't a vision. It wasn't a dream. I don't do drugs. I saw what I saw. Like, I literally saw. So, yeah, and the gray figure could be fallen angel. He didn't even know that, like, I could see him. He had no idea that I could see the back of his head. I don't know what his face looked like. I didn't see his face. I didn't hear any sound. I didn't smell anything. The only sensory that I had was sight. I could see what was going on. So, I mean, I guess that's it. I mean, all this happened pretty quickly. The longest part was just that eye contact that I had with that young man. That's it. He's there, and a lot of people are there. A lot of people don't think that they'll be judged in this way. Well, we'll all be judged. We will all be judged according to what we do on this earth. People think they get away with stuff. Don't worry, they don't. But just leave it in God's hands to have his vengeance, his wrath and everything like that. Leave it up to him, because he knows what to do with them. And like I said, the people in the back, I mean, they must have done some really, really, really evil, sick things to get that kind of punishment, because that was definitely torment. Well, anyways, if you have any questions about Hades or anything that I saw, if you have any input or whatever, feel free to talk to me about that or ask me. I also have a highlight. It's called Afterlife Realms. I think that's what I called it. And it talks about Sheol and Hades, which are the same thing. I'm not gonna get all into that. I do talk about Sheol and Hades, same place. The abyss, the bottomless pit, Tartarus, Hell, Lake of Fire, Gehenna, the Great White Throne Judgment, and the Bema Seat. I do talk about that. So that's in my highlights. Afterlife realms, and it's real, you guys. It's real. So I just wanted to do an updated video.